Hi, welcome to the Magnetorheological Linear Motor Project. We are in Senior Design 1 and we are mentored by Dr. Stuart Smith.
So our project overview is that our design will potentially replace current linear drive systems by using magnetorheological fluid and a piezoelectric actuator to create an inchworm-like drive. And it must be able to travel 50 millimeters in 1 micrometer increments using this MRF and piezoelectric actuator.
Moving on to material properties, the MRF we've estimated to have a yield stress of 50 newtons. And through estimated calculations, we created a graph that will allow us to determine the force in Tesla based on the air gap and the current running through the coils.
So for our final design, we have a PC with LabVIEW that controls the MyRheo. That sends a signal to the piezoelectric amplifiers and the transconductance amplifiers. So the core is then magnified and that solidifies the MRF as a clamp. The piezoelectric actuator then moves the aluminum bars and that will create an inchworm motion. So that we will then record the motion with a laser distance measurer.
Moving on to the electrical components, the apparatus will be controlled by a MyRheo running LabVIEW. The MyRheo will control the transconductance amplifier and piezoelectric amplifier. The transconductance amplifier will allow for current to run through the wrapped ferrite cores, and it will have a gain of 0.102 amps per volt.
The mechanical components of our system consist of our MRF, the housing for our MRF, a piezoelectric actuator, and an air-bearing assembly.
Our experiment tests the MRF to make sure it actually solidifies and uses it as a clamp. We will then use a load cell with an amplifier tracked by an Arduino 0 alpha.
After an attempt at the first test, we realized the MRF we had would not solidify as we expected it to, and we also had problems with our load cell not doing correct measurements.
In our expectations, next semester we will use January to build the entire project. We will then use February and March as experimentation. In April, we will document everything that we will test, and we will be discussing the results as well.